What is going on, guys? I hope you're doing alright. This is your friend Red and welcome back to Paragon. Today we're going with a build for Greystone. I call it the Greystone of Salvation. It's of course based on the card Stone of Salvation, which gives you physical damage equal to 35% of your physical armor for 6 seconds. Also it gives you 2.5% of cooldown reduction and 2.5 life steal. So I think it's a great card for Greystone. As long as you're building physical armor, you have the additional armor from one of your abilities. So yeah, I think it's a pretty nice build. We're starting with the Circlet of Health, which gives you quite a lot of health regeneration and mana for the beginning. I use it often on hero fighters, as well as the combination of healer token and strike token. So basically those two combinations are my favorite for this type of hero. Okay, so let's see how it goes. We'll see how much damage we can build up on this build. So we are starting on the right lane where Murdoch and Kalari are already taking care of our minions. I know I have support of Gideon right behind my back, so not thinking too much, I jump Kalari, I try to take her down. Gideon is supporting me all the way, and soon enough we got first blood. After the first kill I got a little bloodthirsty. I tried to jump Murdoch now, I tried to cut him off from the tower, body blocking him all the way. Gideon tries to support me, but he manages to escape under his tower. I try to retreat as I'm very low on health, but Kalari starts chasing me, and unfortunately she gets her revenge and I get killed. So I apologize to my teammate as I clearly fucked up, and I use my first 3 points. Usually I wait until I get 6 so I can complete the Adamant edge right away, but since I died I have to use them and just get the card. So nothing interesting has been happening. I just got 1 kill because Kalari overextended under our tower and she got executed. So I returned to base to use my another 3 points. I complete the Adamant edge, which leaves me with 26 additional physical damage and over 1.2 thousand of health. Now I can see that enemy Murdoch is overextending a little bit on the right lane, so I try to jump him from the back. I make a few hits, Gideon pops his ultimate, and I simply finish him off. It's just a formality now. Seems like enemy really wants that right tower of ours. Gideon is calling for help once again, so I rush to help my teammate. I can see that Murdoch is overextending. He really wants to take down this tower. It's just the last sliver of health and he manages to take it down. Gideon pops his ultimate and it's pretty much deja vu. We take him down. But of course he took down our tower, so that's his. Having 6 points and cleared the wave of enemy minions, I return to base to spend them and upgrade. The third card in my deck will be Flashfire Piston. I will apply 2 strikes to it, which will leave me at 58.5 physical damage and 109.7 attack speed. So now the left lane needs some assistance. I rush there to help my teammates. Grux manages to pull both enemies. We start attacking Sevarog and we drain him down. I make 76 damage to him and I take him down with the last hit before he reaches the tower. So the next thing I know, the enemy gadget is trying to advance on our middle lane with Iggy defending it. I can see Gideon on the other side, so I'm pretty sure he will make a jump along with me, and yes, we do that. Gideon pops his ultimate. We're trying to take her down. She tries to escape under her tower, but me making my consecutive 85 damage to her is quite enough, and I manage to take her down at the last second. Having that middle lane covered, I decide to get back to base and then defend the right lane. So now we spend our next 6 points, we complete the Flashfire Piston with Vicious Kinetic, and we replace our Adamant Edge with the Windcarver Blade. We apply Strike and Major Strike to it, and we are at 71.5 physical damage and 143.3 attack speed, and this is really nice now. I can see that there's some fighting going on in the middle lane, so that I decide to join up. I catch Gadget retreating in the jungle, so I jump her and try to finish her off. I do 95 damage to her with some really decent attack speed. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get her as she escaped thanks to her speed trap. We didn't get the kill, but seeing the opportunity and our minions advancing and accumulating under the tower, I decide to make a go for it, and I jump in, I make a few hits, and the tower and the middle tower is down. I was about to go back to the base after clearing the enemy jungle, but I can see that Gadget is advancing on our middle lane, so I try to jump her from the back, but she jumps down to the jungle. I try to cut her off by the stairs, but she goes further deep into the jungle. So I try to cut her off on the other side. And yes, actually I managed to do it. I hit her constantly, she uses her speed trap, I use my leap, she drops down to the jungle again, I chase her, she's just 1 or 2 hits away from dying, I'm so close, and finally Murdoch helps me and takes her down with his ultimate. So now we are clear to go to base and spend our next points. With 6 points available, we can finish up our Windcarver blade and start building physical armor, so it will be useful for our Salvation Stone later. So now we are at 91 physical damage and 150 attack speed, and I think this is pretty much enough for now. So there's another fight in the middle about to happen, so I jump in, I start attacking Murdoch from the back. Gideon pops in again with his ultimate, he eats up almost all his health, I finish him up and he's done yet again, but by the same combo of Gideon and me. So I return to my initial right lane to prevent Kalari and Chimera from pushing it, and I just start poking at minions, but I'm not really scared of them. I feel confident with my attack speed and with my damage, but Chimera feels like he can take me down, so he jumps me and I'm pretty much now on half health, but with my consecutive 111 damage, he just stands no chance. I don't retreat just yet, I stand on my lane as I know that my ultimate is ready. I can see that Gideon is coming from behind for the Kalari. Soon enough, even Grux joins in and with 3 of us take her down. So now with 7 points, it's time to get back to base and spend them. I just activate my teleport back to base, but at the last second I get sniped by Murdoch, who wastes my ultimate. So with 7 points available, we can finish up our tempered plate, and we are left almost on 300 physical armor, so when we get the Stone of Salvation as our next card, we will have over 100 additional physical damage for 6 seconds after activating it, so this should be rocking. And what do you know, after returning to the right lane, I see Murdoch again, but I decided to jump him even though I don't have any energy armor, so he's laying some decent damage on me. But guess what? Gideon joins up, pops with his ultimate, and it's like 4th or 5th time we finish up Murdoch together. So now we decide to push the right lane, but we notice that we have enemy coming from the front and from the back, so we decide to retreat. Chimera jumps at us, I'm really low on health, so I try to escape, although now Gideon is getting attacked, so I'm standing by, making sure he won't die. They turn their attention to me, I make my leap for the upper ground and try to escape, but Kalari pursues me, and I try to make as many turns as possible for her not to be able to hit me with her dagger. Unfortunately, she has her ultimate ready right now, so he uses it on me, and Iggy is very close by, but he didn't manage to come there in time and help me. So the situation repeats again. I return to the right lane and there's Murdoch there. trying to push it. I decide to attack him, but I'm really not close enough to make my hits land on him. He is putting some decent damage on me, so I decide to turn and escape from him using the terrain as obstacles. Fortunately, Gideon is always by my side, so he decides to attack him. Murdoch turns his attention to him. Gideon pops his ultimate, and we yet again finish him off, so it's not really a best game for him. Our entire team gathered in the middle to make a move on the enemy tower, so one moment I try to jump in to take it down. Unfortunately, Gadget activates her ultimate and I'm just in the middle of it, so without any energy armor I would go down pretty fast. I try to escape, I get stuck in place, Grux makes his pull and Gideon activates his ultimate. Then I get hit by Gadget's drone and my ultimate goes off as well. So with the two of the enemies down and only one left to defend the tower, it's pretty clear we can take it down now. So I decide to jump in again, I start swinging at it and not stopping until I bring it to the ground. So it's finally time to spend our hard-earned points, so we get our crucial card, the Stone of Salvation. We fill it with 2 drains and 1 lesser drain, giving us a total of 15 points of life steal, and we replace our Circlet of Health with an Impact Hammer. So now we have the opportunity to test out our card. We are chasing Gadget and Murdoch. Gadget hits me and slows me down, so I turn my attention to Murdoch. I hit him once for 132 damage. I activate my Stone of Salvation and I keep hitting him for 209, so this is like 80 more points of damage there, and I think in this situation this card helped me to put him down, because without it he would manage to escape under the tower. Unfortunately, this match didn't last too long from this point, because the enemy surrendered in a few seconds, so I didn't manage to finish my build, but I will show you on a different game how it should look like in the end after having 60 points spent. So as you can see, this is the final setup after 60 card points spent. As the last card I took the Rust Breaker filled with physical damage. Also, if you need, there's a tuned barrier for energy armor and there's Divine Shield for physical penetration, so this is a very universal build. When you build it towards damage, you end up with slightly over 200 physical damage, and with over 300 physical armor. When you activate your Stone of Salvation, you get over 100 additional physical damage, so you end up in the area of 300. And now you can see how it works, for example, on minions. So we are dealing 215 regular damage, 300 after activating the card, and 450 crit. So I guess this is a pretty good score, considering we also have some attack speed, we have physical armor, and we have lifesteal. So I guess it's a pretty nice build. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can get a chance to use it sometime. So this was a pleasure making this video for you. Please drop a like if you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more stuff from Paragon, and of course, take care.